Hello everybody, let us to continue our sessions. We will go to the musculoskeletal system, and first we will start by the upper limb. The regions of the upper limb is subdivided into the shoulder or pectoral regions, the arm, the area between the shoulder joint and the elbow joint, the forearm, the region between the elbow joint and the wrist joint, and the hand. In the pectoral regions or shoulder regions, we have clavicles and we have posteriorly the scapula. In the arm region, we have one bone, is the humerus. In the forearm, we have 2 bones, the radius, which located laterally, and the ulna, which located medially. In the hand, we have carpal bones, metacarpals, and phalanges. This is the clavicle, it's one of the pectoral region bones. The clavicle has 2 ends, medial end and the lateral end. The medial end of the clavicle is articulate with the manubrium, with clavicular joint, and it articulates with the coracoid process with joint. The anterior or middle 2/3 of the clavicle is convex anteriorly. The lateral 1/3 is convex posteriorly. The clavicle has superior surface and the inferior surface. The first bone to be ossified during adulthood. The clavicle has many articulations or many attachments or origin for muscles. For example, we have muscles found here between the clavicle and the first hip. It's called subclavius muscle. Also, a lot of shoulder muscles are attached to the clavicle. For example, the deltoid muscles. In the inferior aspect of the clavicle, we have site of attachment for trapezoid and conoid ligaments. The clavicle is articulated laterally with the acromion, which is a part of the scapula. This is scapula or shoulder blade. The clavicle is also called the collarbone. This is the medial border of the scapula. This is the lateral border of the scapula, and this is the superior border of the scapula. It has 3 borders, 2 surfaces, anterior and posterior, has 3 angles, inferior angle, superior angle, and superior lateral or lateral angles. It has 3 processes. This is a coracoid process, this is a acromion process, and this is the spine of the scapula. Anteriorly, in the scapula, we have this fossa. It's called subscapular fossa. It's the origin for subscapularis muscles. Posteriorly, the posterior aspect, this is the spine of the scapula, is subdivides the posterior aspect into supraspinous fossa and infraspinous fossa. They are origin for supraspinatus and infraspinatus respectively. This is the acromion, as we mentioned. This is the coracoid process. The acromion is articulated with the clavicle from acromioclavicular joint. The coracoid process is the site of origin and insertion for many muscles. For example, the short head of biceps, coracobrachialis, and pectoralis minor. Regarding the bone of the arm, the humerus contains proximal part, shaft, and distal part. This is the anterior view of right humerus. This is the head of the humerus. Those are tuberosities, greater and lesser tuberosities. This is the shaft of the humerus. This is the distal part of the humerus. Between the head and the 2 tuberosities, we have anatomical leg. Below the 2 tuberosities, we have surgical leg. This is the anatomical leg, and this is the surgical leg. Between the 2 tuberosities, we have intertubercular or bicipital groove for long head of the biceps. In the lateral aspect of the humerus, we have which called the deltoid tuberosity. The deltoid tuberosity is the site of attachment of deltoid muscles. Inferiorly, this is the medial part, this is the lateral part, the medial supracondylar ridge, this is the lateral supracondylar ridge, this is the medial epicondyle, this is the lateral epicondyle. This is called the capitellum, side articulation with the radius. This is called the trochlea. This is called the coronoid fossa. This is called coronoid fossa. Posteriorly, in the humerus, we have this depression, very important fossa, which is olecranon fossa. Again, this is the head of the humerus, the neck, anatomical neck, lesser and greater tuberosities, bicephalangeal groove, deltoid tuberosity, shaft of the humerus, capitellum, trochlea, coronoid fossa, medial, epicondyle, lateral, epicondyle, and olecranon fossa. In the forearm, we have the radius, which located laterally, and the ulna, which located medially. This is the radius. Also has proximal part, shaft, distal part. The proximal part, we will find the head of the radius, neck of the radius, and radial tuberosity. This is the anterior surface. This is the distal part of the radius. Here we will find which called the radial styloid. The radius is expanded distally and small and narrow proximally. This is the ulna, the proximal part of the ulna. This is called the coronoid process of the ulna, and this is the olecranon process of the ulna. This is ulnar tuberosity, the ulnar tuberosity. This is the distal part of the ulna, also called the ulnar styloid, which is prominence in the human being. Regarding the joints, in the forearm, we have the joint between the radius and ulna proximally is called proximal radioulnar joint. We have joint distally, it's called distal radioulnar joint. Here we have very important ligaments, for example, annular ligaments. Those two joints are very important in process of supination and formation. In the heart bones, we have this called the carbus or carbon bone. This is the metacarpal, this is the phalanx. The carbon bone is arranged in two rows, proximal row and distal row. This one, which articulates with the radius, is called the scaphoid bone. This is the lunate, this is the triquetrium, and this is the pisiform. Scaphoid, lunate, triquetrium, and pisiform located in the proximal row. In the distal row, this one is called the trapezium. This is the carbon bones. This is the scaphoid, this is the lunate, this is the triquetrium, and this is the pisiform. In the distal row, this is the trapezium, this is the trapezoid, this is the cavitate, this is the hamate, and it has hook of hamate. This is the first metacarpal, this is the second metacarpal, this is the third, fourth, and fifth. The metacarpal has many parts, also base, shaft, and distal part, head and neck. The phalanx, regarding the phalanx is some is just proximal and distal, and the other fingers it's arranged in proximal, middle, and distal phalanges. Here we will find the sesamoid bone in the sum. Again, those are the carpal bones, the metacarpal, and phalanges. Let's continue our sessions in the musculoskeletal system, the muscles of the upper limb. This muscle, the outer one, in the shoulder region is called the deltoid muscle. And this muscle is called the pectoralis major. Below the pectoralis major, we will find the pectoralis minor. The deltoid muscle is originated from the lateral third of the clavicle, acromion, and the spine of the scapula posteriorly, and inserted into the deltoid tuberosity in the humerus. The action of this muscle is mainly to abut the shoulder joint above the 15. From 0 to 15 by supraspinatus, 15 and above by deltoid muscle, till 90 degree, above the 90 by scapular muscles like trapezius and other muscles. The innervation of the deltoid muscle is by axillary nerve. Axillary nerve innervates the deltoid muscle and teres minor. This is the pectoralis major, located anteriorly, also found in the boundaries of the axilla. Posteriorly, in the shoulder, we have trapezius and other shoulder muscles like rhomboid minor and deltoid major. In the arm is divided into two compartments. into anterior compartment or flexor compartment and posteriorly the posterior compartment. The anterior compartment, we have this muscle, which is biceps muscle. It has two heads. This is a short head and this is a long head, and this is a tendon of the biceps. The short head of the biceps is originated from the coracoid process. The long head of the biceps originated from the supraglenoid tubercle. The tendon of the biceps is inserted in the radial tuberosity. The innervation of this muscle by musculocutaneous nerve, by this nerve. This is a musculocutaneous nerve. The action of the biceps is to flex the elbow joint, assist in flexion of shoulder joint, also is the main supination, assist in process of supination. Below the bicep muscle, we have this muscle. This is a brachialis muscle. This brachialis muscle originates from the femur and inserted in the radial tuberosity, ulnar tuberosity. The biceps is the radial tuberosity and the brachialis is the ulnar tuberosity. It's also innervated by musculocutaneous nerve, by this nerve, this is a musculocutaneous nerve. The action of the brachialis is to flex the elbow joint, The final muscle, this one, is called the coracobrachialis. This is the coracobrachialis. It originates from the coracoid process and inserted in the humerus. It assists in flexion of the shoulder joint. It's also innervated by the musculocutaneous nerve. So these are three muscles of the anterior compartment. Also the anterior compartment of the arm contains the nerves, medial nerve, musculocutaneous nerve, and the ulnar nerve. Regarding the arterial supply, we will find the brachial artery. This is a brachial artery and associated vena comitans. So the muscles of the anterior compartment are biceps, brachialis, and coracobrachialis. In the posterior aspect of the forearm, or posterior compartment of the forearm, we have one muscle which is triceps. Triceps have three heads: lateral head, medial head, and long head. The long head of the triceps is originated from infraglenoid tubercle. Triceps action is to extend the elbow joints. The triceps is innervated by radial nerve. Again, this is a deltoid muscle. This is a pectoralis major. This is a deltopectoral groove for cephalic vein. This is a biceps. This is a brachialis, and this is coracobrachialis. This is the axillary region. The axilla has anterior wall or anterior boundaries, medial wall, posterior wall, lateral wall. In the axillary contents are the nerve of the brachial plexus, axillary artery, axillary veins. Also, you will find the lymph nodes. This one is a median nerve. This nerve is the ulnar nerve, and this one is the musculocutaneous nerve. This is a musculocutaneous nerve. Regarding the muscles of the arm, again, this is the biceps brachii. This is the short head of the biceps, and this is the long head of the biceps. The short head originates from the coracoid process. The long head originates from the supraglenoid cubital. This is the biceps. This is the tendon of the biceps which is inserted in the tibial tuberosity. The biceps is innervated by musculocutaneous nerve. This muscle is the coracobrachialis. One of the muscles of the anterior compartment of the arm. Below the biceps, this is the brachialis muscle. Brachialis muscle is also muscle of the anterior compartment of the arm. Also, it is innervated by branches from the musculocutaneous nerve. Biceps is a powerful flexor at the level of the elbow joint. Also, in the arm region, we will find the brachial artery. This is a brachial artery. The axillary artery below the level of the teres major. This muscle, the teres major, will change its name to the brachial artery. With the brachial artery, we will find accompanied by small veins. Those veins are called vena comitans of the brachial artery. Again, This is a medial nerve. This is a musculocutaneous nerve. This is the ulnar nerve. Here we will find the cephalic vein, which drains the posterior lateral aspect of the upper limb, forearm and arm. It's not found here. Also, here we will find the cephalic vein, which drains the anterior medial aspect of the forearm. In this region, this is a cubital fossa. This is a cubital fossa. Cubital fossa is a depression that located anterior to the elbow joint. The boundaries of the cubital fossa are imaginary line between the two epicondyle. Laterally, we have this muscle, which is brachioradialis, and medially we have this muscle, which is pronator teres. So the boundaries of the cubital fossa, imaginary line superiorly, pronator teres medially, brachioradialis laterally. The contents of the brachial fossa, cubital fossa are the tendon of the biceps. Medial to the tendon of the biceps, we will find the artery, the brachial artery. Medial to the brachial artery, we will find the medial nerve. We will find the medial nerve. So the contents of the cubital fossa are tendon, artery, brachial artery, medial nerve. Cubital fossa. This is cubital fossa. Regarding the forearm, this is the forearm region. This is the forearm region. We have anterior compartment or flexor compartment of the forearm, and we have the posterior or extensor compartment of the forearm. In the flexor compartment, most of the muscles of the flexor compartment or anterior compartment are originated from the medial epicondyle. This muscle is originated from the medial condyle and inserted in the radial side. This is the flexor carpi radialis. This is the flexor carpi radialis. Its action is to the flex the rest joint. Also, it acts in the rest abduction. This muscle is palmaris longus. This muscle is palmaris longus. Also, it originates from the medial epicondyle and inserted in the palmar aponeurosis. It's a weak flexor. It's a weak flexor in the rest joint. Palmaris longus may be absent from the body. Here we will find the pronator teres. After the palmaris longus, we will find the medial one is pronator teres. Pronator teres, it has two head from the epicondyle, from the humerus, and head and part from the ulna. The action of pronator teres is a pronation. It's a pronation. Here we will find the muscle which originates from the medial epicondyle and inserted in the ulnar side, which is flexor carpi ulnaris. Flexor carpi ulnaris. Again, this is coraco. This is the brachioradialis. This is extensor muscle, not flexor. This muscle is the flexor carpi radialis. This muscle is palmaris longus. This muscle is flexor carpi ulnaris. Below the flexors and the palmaris longus, we will find the flexor debitorum superficialis. This is the flexor debitorum superficialis, and below this muscle we will find this nerve, which is the medial nerve. All the muscles of the flexor compartment are innervated by medial nerve, except this one, carpi ulnaris, and the medial half of the flexor debitorum profundus. Here we will find flexor debitorum profundus. Also we will find the flexor hallucis longus in the anterior compartment. In the forearm, again, the biceps tendon. This is a biceps aponeurosis, which will go medially. This is a pronator teres. This is the palmaris longus in the right hand. Those are the other muscles of the flexor compartment. Regarding the vessels, blood vessels in the forearm, this is the radial artery. This is a radial artery. Here, this is a radial artery. And here we will find the ulnar artery with ulnar nerve, the ulnar artery and the ulnar nerve. About the extensor compartment, these most of muscles or all muscles of the most of them are originated from the lateral epicondyle. This one is called brachioradialis. This muscle is called the brachioradialis. And this one from the lateral epicondyle to the radial side and has long tendon is extensor carpi radialis. This extensor carpi radialis longus. Below it we will find the extensor carpi radialis brevis. This is extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis. They are in the rest extension, also in radial or rest abduction. Here we will find the extensor digitorum. Here in the ulnar side we will find the tendon of extensor carpi ulnaris. Extensor carpi ulnaris. Below the carpi radialis longus and brevis and extensor digitorum, we will find the other muscles of the rest extension. In the hand, here the thinner eminence on the muscles of the thinner, and here we will find the muscles of the hypothinner, and here we will find the palmar fascia and palmar aponeurosis with connection to the palmaris longus. And here we will find the flexor retinaculum. Here the thickening of the fascia, which is called flexor retinaculum, and here is called the extensor retinaculum. This is the extensor retinaculum, and here is the flexor retinaculum. This is the axilla or axillary regions. The axilla is the depressions that located inferior to the shoulder joint or glenohumeral joint. The axilla has many boundaries: anterior boundaries or wall, posterior wall, lateral wall, and medial wall. The anterior wall of the axilla by pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, and the claviculo-pectoral fascia. The medial wall of the axilla by serratus anterior and latissimus dorsi. The lateral wall of the axilla by triceps and arc of the humerus. Posterior wall by subscapularis, teres major, and other muscles located posteriorly. The structures of the axilla are the axillary artery, this one, axillary artery, the nerves, the vein, and lymph nodes. The lymph nodes, we have anterior lymph nodes, posterior lymph nodes, lateral lymph nodes, central lymph nodes, and apical lymph nodes.